All right, remember chapter 22, they caught 502 seagulls and finally lifted the peach out of the danger of the sharks. James is the hero yet again. So, chapter 23, in a flash, everybody was up on top. "Oh, isn't it beautiful?" they cried. "What a marvelous feeling! Goodbye, sharks! Oh boy, this is the way to travel." Miss Spider, who was literally squealing with excitement, grabbed the centipede by the waist, and the two of them started dancing around and around the peach stem together. The earthworm stood up on his tail and did a sort of wiggle of joy all by himself. The old green grasshopper kept hopping higher and higher in the air. The ladybug rushed over and shook James warmly by the hand. The glowworm, who was at the best of times, was a very shy and silent creature, sat glowing with pleasure near the tunnel entrance. Even the silkworm, looking white and thin, remember the silkworm just kept going. Her and the spider created 502 strings to get these seagulls. She looked completely exhausted, came creeping out of the tunnel to watch the miraculous ascent, climbing up. Up and up they went, and soon they were as high as the top of a church steeple above the ocean. So think of a really tall church. "Oh, I'm a bit worried about the peach," James said to the others as they were all dancing and shouting had stopped. "I wonder how much damage those sharks have done to the underneath. It's quite impossible to tell from up here." "Oh, why don't I go over the side and make an inspection?" said Miss Spider. "It'd be no trouble at all, I can assure you." And without waiting for an answer, she quickly produced the length of a silk thread and attached the end to the peach stem. So Miss Spider, she's got her stem or her web, and she's got it on her, and she's going to go check out the bottom side. "I'll be back in a jiffy," she said, and then she walked calmly over the edge of the peach and jumped off, paying out, so letting the thread go out behind her as she fell. The others crowded anxiously around the place where she had gone. "Oh, wouldn't it be dreadful if the thread broke?" said the ladybug. There was a rather long silence. "Are you all right, Miss Spider?" shouted the old green grasshopper. "Thank you, yes." They heard her voice answer from below. "I'm coming up now." And up she came, climbing foot over foot up the silk thread, and at the same time tucking the thread back cleverly into her body as she climbed past it. "Is it awful?" they asked her. "Is it all eaten away? Are there great holes in it everywhere?" Miss Spider clambered back onto the deck with a pleased but rather puzzled look on her face. "You won't believe this," she said, "but actually there's hardly any damage down there at all. The peach is almost untouched. There are just a few tiny pieces out of it here and there, but nothing more." "You must be mistaken," James told her. "Of course she's mistaken," the centipede said. "I promise you I'm not," Miss Spider answered. "But there were hundreds of sharks around us. They churned the water into a froth. We saw their great mouths opening and shutting." "Yes, but I don't dare. I don't care what you saw," Miss Spider answered. "They certainly didn't do much damage to the peach." Then why did we start sinking?" the centipede asked. "Perhaps we didn't start sinking," the old green grasshopper suggested. "Perhaps we were all so frightened that we simply imagined it." Now, can you guys think of that too, where your fear changes how you feel all of a sudden? It's not really happening, but you're so scared and worried that you think something's happening, even if it's not. It's happened to me, so it could possibly happen to them too. This, in point of fact, was closer to the truth than any of them knew. A shark, you see, had an extremely long, sharp nose, and its mouth is set very awkwardly, underneath its face. So you guys know what a shark looks like. Here's its long snout, and its mouth is down here. That makes so if they want to eat, boom, boom, mouth is here, boom, boom. I want to eat, but I can't. Anyways, a shark, you see, has an extremely long, sharp nose, and its mouth is set very awkwardly underneath its face and a long way back. This makes it more or less impossible for it to get its teeth into the vast, smooth, curving surface, such as the side of the peach. Even if the creature turns onto its back, it still can't do it because the nose always gets in the way. If you have ever seen a small dog trying to get its teeth onto an enormous ball, then you will be able to imagine roughly how it was with the sharks in the peach. Oh, it must have been some kind of magic, the ladybug said. The holes must have healed up by themselves. Oh, look, there's a ship below us, shouted James. Everybody rushed to the side and peered over. None of them had ever seen a ship before. It looks like a big one. It's got 3 funnels. You can even see the small on the deck. To see the people on the decks. Oh, let's wave to them. Do you think they can see us? Neither James nor any of the others knew it, but the ship that was now passing beneath them was actually the Queen Mary sailing out of the English Channel on her way to America. And on the bridge of the Queen Mary, the astonished captain was standing with a group of his officers, all of them gaping at the great round ball hovering overhead. I don't like it, the captain said. Nor do I, said the first officer. Do you think it's following us? Said the second officer. I tell you, I don't like it. It could be dangerous, said the first officer. That's it, cried the captain. It's a secret weapon. Holy cats, send a message to the Queen at once. The country must be warned, and give me my telescope. The first officer handed the telescope to the captain. The captain put his eye to it. There's birds everywhere. The whole sky is teeming with birds. What in the world are they doing? And wait a second. There are people on it. I I can see them moving. There's do I have this darned thing focused right? It looks it looks like a little boy in short trousers. Yes, I can see distinctly. I see a little boy in short trousers standing up there, and there's there's a there's a a, a sort a giant ladybug. There he is, looking. Um, Now just a minute, Captain, the first officer said. And a colossal green grasshopper. Captain, please. And a mammoth spider. Oh dear, he's been at the whiskey again. He's saying he's drinking and going crazy. And an simply enormous centipede, screamed the captain. Call the ship's doctor. Our captain's not feeling well. A moment later, the great round ball disappeared into the cloud, and the people on the ship never saw it again. We're going to end there. So that's chapter 23. We'll get chapter 24 next time. Do you think the ship's going to come back? I mean, they said that they're never going to see him again. But do you think these guys are going to do something to the story, or is just a little detail? So we'll find out.